Hey, I'm John Hamburg, the writer-director of Along Came Polly, and here is my commentary about the movie. I'll try to make it interesting. These titles were designed by a company called 1741 in Los Angeles, and they came up with this concept of doing this wedding imagery, kind of close-ups of wedding imagery, and then our composer, Teddy Shapiro, wrote this sort of beautiful, very uplifting music to go with it. And the whole idea was to set up in the beginning that it's this very sort of positive, hopeful, romantic comedy, almost a wedding comedy, so that you don't really foresee the events that happen later in the movie.
Take you, Lisa, to be my lawfully wedded
These
wife.
opening scenes, we reshot them after we had finished the movie. The movie used to start a different way, with Reuben, the character that Ben plays, in his office. You'll see that's actually on the deleted scenes, but we sort of did something different. We wanted to introduce Phil Seymour Hoffman's character in a different way, and he sort of takes this pratfall right away, letting you know that you're allowed to laugh at him, and also introducing some of Reuben's qualities, saying that 23% of the guests are over 70. He doesn't want anyone breaking a hip.
All right. I analyze risk for a living. It's my job to worry.
Okay, let me do the worrying because you gotta get married.
Right.
And we wanted to show the friendship between Reuben and Sandy, which we didn't do in the old cut of the movie, the original cut. And then this scene here, I wrote so that you got a clear idea of what Philip Seymour Hoffman as Sandy, what this Sandy guy goes through on a daily basis with people, you know, thinking he died 15 years ago and not remembering him.
Man, I saw that movie in high school, that bagpipe scene. That was the funniest shit,
Yeah, we had a
man.
good time in that picture. You want an autograph?
No, thanks. It's good to see you, man. I thought you died like 15 years ago.
That idea, we thought, you know, once this guy says, I thought you died like 15 years ago, you'd kind of get the struggle that Sandy goes through on a daily basis, and it would kind of give justification for why he's basically such a jerk the rest of the movie.
They're really doing one of those shows about your life?
Yeah, I got a camera crew following me around the next few weeks. It's gonna be huge.
Wow, it's cool.
Reuben,
And this is the
mid-morning,
final
this is under
scene of the sort of reshoot that we did for the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking you this because you're my oldest friend in the world.
Uh-huh.
And we did this moment to kind of establish their friendship, that they had been friends forever, because sometimes people go, they're so different, you know, why would they be friends? And it was sort of this scene that we said, well, if we just say they're friends forever, you know, you won't really question it, and you see this bond between them, and I think they both acted really nicely.
My life's working out just like I planned.
Let's go get married.
Phil, we actually had to put in a fat suit for that scene, because he had lost a significant amount of weight between the filming and our editing. There's Debra Messing as Reuben's wife. This photographer was an extra, and I didn't know his voice when I cast him, but I was very happy when he started to speak, because he just had a very interesting voice.
Hello, everybody. I'm Stan Endersky.
Alec Baldwin, I just absolutely adore as the character Stan Endersky. He just sort of completely went for it. He told me he knew guys who talked like this, who used terms like good things and mazel mazel, and he just embraced the character completely. His look came about through various ways. His glasses, these big glasses that he wears, actually my storyboard artist, Steve Werblin, wore the same glasses, and I was staring at him one day, and Werblin, and the image of Stan Endersky wearing those glasses came into my mind, so I had our art department take a photo of Werblin, and we copied his glasses and tried them on Alec, and he put them on, and Stan Endersky was created.
Mazel, mazel. Good things.
You know what, the truth is, I've been waiting for this day my entire life. And about 4.5 years ago, I met a real estate agent named Lisa Kramer, who showed me an apartment.
Coming up is one of my favorite little moments that Ben does.
I gave him a good price.
Yeah, not good enough. She's a killer.
Right here.
No, seriously.
Just giving her a little punch as if he's making a really funny joke. And it's sort of that thing that happens in weddings where you make a joke and people have to politely laugh, but it's not really funny. But Ben is very, very good at that kind of subtle, sort of very human behavior. And again, we just tried to create a really romantic tone, so you thought they would be happy together. We didn't want to show a lot of problems in their relationship. You just think like, wow, these people are right for each other. That's what we tried to create, this very positive, uplifting feeling. This we shot in Hawaii. It's a stock shot. But all of the sequences in the movie that take place in St. Bart's, we shot on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Debra did take a spill on that one into a pad. It was very courageous. It was our last day of filming.
How's your bruise?
It's okay. You know, it's a little sore.
You know, they really should tell you if they're just gonna let Komodo dragons run loose around the hotel.
Really.
This was shot on a beach called Secret Beach in Oahu, where you had to take a boat just to get there and trudge through some brush. It was very secluded, but we did have some floating paparazzi. So various Hawaiian bodyguard type people had to kindly ask the paparazzi to move. They were sort of stationed, 200 feet off the beach in the water. It's very bizarre that they would manage to find us, but they did. It didn't rain that much. We didn't get that lucky with sun. There wasn't a whole lot of sun when we filmed, but we tried to digitally make it look a little prettier.
Hi, hello.
That, of course, is Hank Azaria as Claude.
It's going great.
People cannot believe Hank's body when they see the movie, and I could not believe it either. We put a wig on him. That's a wig, and he obviously is wonderful with accents and does this brilliant French accent. But Hank did a reading of this script and was just brilliant, and so we cast him quite early on, but he didn't shoot until the end of the shoot. And so he had several months to pump up, and I sort of said, this guy should be buff, he should have like a swimmer's physique. And 3 months later, Hank came in for his camera test in LA before we went out to Hawaii to shoot, and he took his shirt off, and, my jaw dropped, and I think the rest of the crews did as well. I mean, he was just big, very, very ripped. And he later revealed that he worked out 2 to 3 times a day for the part. So it was pretty remarkable. But I'm happy he did. He's barely recognizable, and he looks like the kind of guy who could steal Debra Messing from Ben Stiller.
Reuben, Lisa!
Hey.
Hi!
Hello!
Isn't this exciting?
It is. It's fun. You know what? I think I'm gonna skip the scuba diving.
Reuben, no, you called 8 hotels. They all said that this guy was the best.
I know, but
This was tricky because it's hard. We didn't want to make Reuben seem like a wimp, for not going. We wanted to make it seem kind of realistic, so we sort of plant early on that he has stomach troubles. This is the first time we don't say I have IBS, which we'll find out later in the movie, but you see that he has some problems and that he's very positive and, he really loves her and he would go, but he just feels he can't.
Okay.
And Claude is genuinely upset, which I love.
No, Claude, I'm gonna go run some errands in town. But you guys go. You have fun. Can I talk to you for a second, though?
Girls?
This next shot coming up was probably the most difficult one for Ben to do. Hank just continually cracked him up. I think on the deleted scenes you see various takes of this, but every time he said
Look to me in my eyeball.
that line, Ben would crack up every time. Finally, after like the 8th take, he got it. And also we had a storm coming in, so it was not easy, but he got it finally.
Solid.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, so is there gonna be a little boat that comes
Are you?
over?
Au revoir, Reuben!
Bye-bye, honey. I love you.
That's sort of the moment when Ben goes, haha, if you haven't seen the trailer, some of our early preview audiences, that was sort of the first moment where they said, things are not going to go well. Ben is just too positive and something weird is going to happen. Of course, with regular audiences, you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what's going to happen, but preview audiences didn't, and that was their first, you could hear them stirring.
Claude! Guys! Hello! Lisa?
In this next scene, we debated many times how to reveal this. It was also a ratings issue. We couldn't show too much. And eventually we decided, kind of less is more. You don't really want to see too much thrusting and various other things. So we sort of just kept it to the barest minimum and kept the flippers, and that was it. And the ratings board didn't have a problem. I think it's sort of a less is more kind of thing.
My name is not Reuben! It is Reuben!
Look, we had a scuba, we talk about life, we drink some white wine. We cannot help it. It's like love at first sight. She make like the fire in my trouser.
What he's trying to say, Reuben, is that we didn't plan it, Reuben. It just...
The challenge here for me as a writer was to make it believable that Lisa, who really loved Reuben and they were happy at their wedding, that she would leave him in a day and decide to stay on the island. And I think by casting Hank and the way that Hank played Claude, we tried to make him very sweet. So he's not, a bastard. He doesn't steal the guy's wife and have no feelings about it. He actually feels bad, and he's trying to teach him a little moral with the hippo story.
He look himself in the mirror, and he just say, hey, I am a hippopotamus, and there is nothing I can do about it. And as soon as he accepts this, he live life happy. Happy as a hippo. You understand? I'm gonna kill you! Reuben! No, Reuben! Ah! No, Reuben! This is not the way.
Again, we were in Hawaii. It was our last day of filming, and a storm was coming in, and we had one take to do this stunt. That's Ben in there. It was a genuine stunt. They got pulled down this embankment, and we had one take. We wouldn't have gotten two, and Ben just went for it. So this next bit of business coming up is sort of, I think, where the movie transitions. You go, okay, it's not just a fun wedding comedy. Hopefully there's another layer to it, and there's a bit of emotion to it. I mean, you feel kind of sad that this guy, something real happened to him. The throw pillows on the bed is a setup for later when he and Polly are going to destroy the pillows. And it just came from observing, I think, my own family growing up and a lot of homes I've been to where people have so many pillows on the bed, and you take like 10 minutes to take them off every night and put them back on in the morning. And I think Reuben and Lisa would be the kind of people that would have this sort of perfect throw pillow kind of life.
Hey, Tina. Mitch.
That's an actor named Nathan Dean who plays Mitch. And that's Amy Hone. She was in Meet the Parents. She was the woman who typed very quickly at the airline counter in Meet the Parents. Both terrific actors. We had other scenes with them, but there was just so much that we could include in the movie, and they're really good scenes, but we just couldn't put them in. But they're terrific.
What? How does everyone know about this?
Your mother called Mr. Endersky and told him what happened. I am so sorry, Reuben.
Thanks, Gladys.
Oh, okay. Kim Whitley, who I love. She's just very real and human, and I think you feel she would hug him.
Hey, there he is. The big man's back.
Hey.
Rube, come on in here. I want to
And the idea was after this sort of sad interlude that we start the comedy up again. And anytime Stan Endersky comes on screen, the comedy begins.
I heard about your honeymoon. Just terrible. I knew that girl was
The set, I had a great production designer, great cinematographer, camera operator, production designer, but Andrew Laws was our production designer and created this bathroom, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the movie has, I'm embarrassed to say, it has many bathrooms in it, and we had to make each of them different. And Andrew did this wonderful thing in this bathroom just with the black walls and reflecting their images. I just thought it was just a really cool set. He did a brilliant job throughout the movie, he and his crew, but I particularly love this set.
They want to take the company public, and if he wants to remain the CEO of a publicly held company, guess what he needs?
Life insurance.
Bingo was his name.
All right, you want me to check him out?
Yeah, there's just one catch.
The great days, I think, as a comedy director, when the actors just flow off of each other perfectly, and this was one of those days. They just had so much fun. Ben and Alec just had a great time working together. And
Might be a lot of dough in it for us.
they just had chemistry together. They just kind of riffed with each other and had a lot of fun. And the ear thing we came up with in rehearsal. It wasn't in the original script, but we came up with the ear and that he'd come. It was always written in the script, I think, that he'd come behind him, but not that he'd tickle his ear again. And it's one of those when you watch it with a big audience, everybody is sort of in shock that he does it, but he does.
All right, good things.
The idea for the scene just came from kind of, I think men sort of have that fear of when you're in the bathroom and there's some time pressure and you have to go and your boss walks in or a friend and they're talking to you and it's just kind of an awkward situation that I think men can hopefully relate to.
Excuse me. This is private property.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I just bought this house. I move in
This
next
guy,
month.
is Todd Stashwick, who I always cracked me up,
Pfeiffer, right?
just how serious he was about his
You can just
job.
call me Reuben.
Okay, then. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks.
Sorry about your wife, Reuben.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to
That
everybody.
is around the corner from where I live in New York on 8th Street and 5th Avenue, and I felt like Reuben would be a guy who lives in Greenwich Village in New York, but there's sort of, within 10 blocks, the city changes very much, and like he would live in this sort of nice area of Greenwich Village, and Polly Prince, who we'll meet later, lives probably 15 blocks away, but it's like a different world.
Thank you. We're rolling. Hey!
Sound speed.
What the hell is this?
Hey, you remember Dustin and Vic? They're doing the
That's Judah Friedlander, who was in Meet the Parents, and Kevin Hart, a very funny actor, stand-up comic, who kind of did me a favor playing these small parts. They don't have a lot to do, but in the background, this was, by the way, one of my favorite jokes in the movie that no one will ever laugh at, that Dustin, the E! True Hollywood Story guy, isn't happy with French's mustard, so he asked for Dijon, and Ben gives it to him. It's funny to me and about 5 other people. And that's pretty much it, but that's okay.
I mean, what can I say? You're my best friend.
Oh.
You're my partner.
Hold on. Let me see something here.
You're my wife. Man, it feels good to say that. You're my wife. Man, it
The
feels
video
good to
footage
say
we
that.
did as a sort of special take, we'd asked Debra Messing to look like really freaked out, at one particular time, and she definitely did it so that we could then freeze frame and have her have this sort of expression where you see that she's actually pretty unhappy to be getting married to Reuben.
Reuben? She's faking it. The woman got spooked. She needed to explore, which is exactly what you're gonna do. You've been given the gift of freedom. Don't turn your back on that.
I don't want freedom, Sandy. I want to be married. I bought a goddamn house. I gotta move out of this apartment in like 6 weeks.
And,
Look at her.
I couldn't be happier that
She's not thinking about having a deep, committed relationship with a complex individual like yourself.
standing next to is you.
She's not.
No, she's daydreaming about having hot, shallow sex with a French nudist. Oh, I'm hugging.
The challenge with this was that people know that the movie is about Polly and Reuben, and so it's like, how much time can we take to get to the two of them? And it was just, we did a lot of work in the cutting room trying to figure out, we have to set up Reuben's character and what he wants, and he has to get dumped, all this stuff has to happen, but then he's got to, we've got to sort of jumpstart the romantic part of the story where he meets Jennifer. So we kept making it shorter and shorter, and the time until you actually meet Jennifer Aniston.
I haven't been to a party by myself in a long time.
Hey, relax. I'm your wingman. I'll be right by your side the whole time.
So what do? We like get a drink, take a lap around the. Sandy?
Coming up is a bit of additional photography that we did afterwards, this scene here. We used to introduce Jennifer a little later when she walks up to Reuben as he's leaving the party, but we sort of wrote this scene afterwards to kind of give Jennifer / Polly her own introduction. That's Missy Pyle as Polly's best friend, and we just recreated this set on a soundstage, and the idea was to show that Polly's character had a bit of a romantic background. She says she's not looking for a boyfriend, and she dated a guy for 2 days, and her friend reveals it's 3 months. That's my father, by the way, who walked by, for those interested, which is me and my family.
I hope you didn't have to buy that now.
The bunny legs were something my art department came up with. They just had this inspiration that we'd go to this downtown sort of Chelsea, New York party, and there'd be bunny legs all around. And we didn't intend on Ben riding the bunny leg down, but when we got on the set, we sort of came up with the idea that it would be funny. And I was afraid for his safety, so I asked him not to ride the bunny leg down, which of course he did, and I was happy he did,
We went
because
to
it was pretty
junior
funny.
high or middle school or whatever it's called together.
Yeah,
next
Polly Prince.
Yes.
No, it's coming back to me now. You left before high school.
Yeah, after 7th grade,
Right.
my mom and I, we moved to Michigan.
And now you live here in New York?
Yeah, moved here a few months ago.
Huh.
So it's,
Wow.
yeah.
Missy Pyle as Roxanne, she used to do something else in the scene, but for the MPAA we had to cut it. But still, we got away with one.
What's your deal? You gotta be married with kids and the whole thing.
No, I'm not. I'm single. Yeah, I haven't taken the plunge.
Oh.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, hey, Sandy. It's Polly Prince. Remember from middle school?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, wow.
This is probably one of my favorite moments in the movie, just for the performance of Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ben Stiller. And it's the moment in the movie where I said, I think the audience may really connect with this movie, but the critics probably won't, where Sandy reveals that he is sharded.
Here. We have to leave now.
Well, no, can we stay a couple more minutes?
People ask me whether I've made that word up. And as far as I know, I did. I had never heard it before. I can't say I'm proud of it, but I can't say I'm not proud. I just made up the word.
Most disgusting person I've ever met in my life.
I thought the key, that's Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm, who's so fantastic, and again, did me a favor, just doing a small part. Phil does the walk there, the shark walk, we called it. I think the key to what made that funny, though, and it's sort of my theory of the whole story, is that, he's very serious about it, and it's as if he's saying, look, I have to go, I just, found a lump on my brain or something like that. He's just telling him something very serious. He's not being crazy or wacky about it, it's just matter of fact. And that's what makes it funny to me. And it's always fun to watch the movie with an audience and you sort of hear them introduced to that word and kind of turn to their neighbor and sort of say, did I really hear what I just heard? And that's it.
Let it ride!
We created this basketball court in downtown LA.
What's up? Nice.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is a much better basketball player than he appears in this scene and in this movie. He's actually good, but he definitely got into it.
On a date.
Oh, that's a mistake.
We shot this fairly early on in the schedule, and I always feel like it's sort of the scene where Phil Hoffman became Sandy. He just suddenly shouted out, let it rain, and let it all hang out, and wasn't afraid to fall on the floor and do all these things, but keep it in a tone of reality. And he just, I think, is brilliant in this scene.
Rain dance!
And this was, again, sort of based on, my experiences playing. I grew up in New York City, and it was based on my experiences playing pickup basketball. And there's always a guy who thinks he's much better than he is, and Sandy is that guy in this movie.
T, time out. I'm burning. My lungs are burning. Time out.
So why do you think Polly's so wrong for me?
You don't even know.
That is real wheezing on Philip Seymour Hoffman's behalf. He's in pretty good shape. Ben is in good shape too. But they did this scene over 2 days, and we're just running around endlessly. We just basically let them play 2-on-2 against these other guys, and it was exhausting.
Ball in.
I really feel like I ran into Polly for a reason. Really. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't agree, Sandy, but I happen to believe in a little thing called
Coming up is Rob Schuyler. He plays this sort of hirsute basketball player and was a very good sport during this entire couple of days of filming. He came into audition, and I had to ask him to take his shirt off because the guy had to be hairy in the movie. But he was cool about it, and he did, and he's hairy. I mean, what are you gonna do? But he's a great guy and a really good actor, and he played this part really nicely, I think. As did Ben, sort of trying to get away from the guy.
Hey, you know what? Can we switch?
I'd rather not, dude. I just found out how to cover this man right here. Okay?
This shot coming up, people have probably seen it in trailers or if you've seen the movie. No special effects on this shot. Just Ben Stiller and a hairy guy. We actually put Rob Schuyler on a trampoline. That's my voice, by the way, doing that. That little moaning we added afterwards. But we put the guy on a trampoline and had him jump into the air, and we had to do 12 takes of it. It just wasn't working at all. And Ben, this is why I love working with Ben Stiller so much, he kind of understood that it was a really important shot and we weren't getting it. And finally on the 12th take, we got it. And that was the perfect slide down the belly, and, the rest is history.
Hello?
I always thought Ben played this scene fantastically, just very simply and very real, and it's kind of, I think, a very human moment that people do.
Hi, this is Reuben.
No!
I'm
No!
unable to get to the phone right now.
No!
But please leave a detailed.
This was the first take we did of this, and I should have just quit after that because he really got it beautifully, and instead I made him do like 3 or 4 more takes, and that was the take. This is a Brendan Benson song. I'd never heard of him before, but one of our music supervisors found the song, and I just always love the energy. And subsequently, he's got a great album called La Palco and a few other albums. He's a great singer-songwriter. This was shot on the Lower East Side of New York on Ludlow Street. We only did 3 days of filming in New York for the entire movie, but this was actually our first day of shooting of the entire movie. We did this.
Ollie? Gladys, I gotta call you back.
Reuben?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. It's so funny. I didn't know you lived down here.
Yeah, I do. Hey, do you live around here too?
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't live down here.
Probably all of us were really nervous because this was their first scene together, and you just don't know, are they gonna be able to click and play off each other? We had rehearsed a few days in LA, really just a day or two, not too much. But I thought they kind of got into a really nice rhythm right away. This scene is supposed to be awkward no matter what, with a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding, and I thought they played that really nicely.
Yeah, gosh, I spent like $200 on this loofah. And it's supposed to be like specially made in Sweden or something.
Wow.
So yeah.
Would you like to go to dinner sometime?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You know, I'm not sure.
Okay.
The key for Jennifer, I think, was when Reuben asked her out. You don't want her to be a jerk about turning him down. You know, but you just want to be like, what's going on? Why is she saying no? She seemed like she liked me and we're old friends. So there's a bit of a mystery to her, and hopefully I feel that she captured that here.
So there's also a fax number.
Right on.
And there's a pager number, too.
Reuben Feffer, Senior Risk Assessment Analyst.
Right. Analyst.
Analyst.
Yeah.
Right.
See you later.
Coming up is where we introduce the Riskmaster software that will become significant later on in the movie. And we had
Hey, Debra, it's
a really cool woman, was a friend of one of our editorial crew, came in and did the Australian voice for us of Leland Van Loo's secretary.
I'm sorry? Swimming with who?
Great white sharks? But don't worry, it was only a flesh wound.
Gladys?
He's due in Los Angeles next week. Should I set something up for then?
Okay, you know what, Debra, could you hang on 1 second, please?
No worries.
Reuben Feffer.
Hi, Reuben. It's Polly Prince.
This scene was kind of like one of the keys for me to Polly's character, where you just saw that it wasn't like she was blowing him off. She's just sort of pathologically non-committal.
That'd be great. Should I pick a restaurant or?
Oh, no. You know what? I should probably just check my schedule, see if I can even do it.
Okay.
That moment there is where I think you just sort of get the key to Polly's character, that she calls him up and asks him for a date, and in the next minute is saying, I can't do it. And he can't quite figure her out, and that's what ultimately attracts Polly to Reuben. That's a guy named Masi Oka, who is very funny. We were looking for this character who would play Wansuk for a long time, and Masi came in. And it turned out he and I both went to Brown University together, but we didn't know each other. And he just brought a lot of sweetness to this part, I thought. This scene was pretty tricky because in the longer version, there is a longer version where Sandy really yells and screams at the cast. And on its own, we thought it was a really funny scene. But we played it in context. We played it in a couple of test screenings. And it was just too mean-spirited. It sort of crossed the line between being funny and just being mean, and so we had to do a lot of work recutting the scene. And fortunately, Phil Hoffman gave us so many different takes and sort of different shadings of the same performance that we managed to, I think, make it, it's not a big yelling scene, it's just sort of a introduction to the Jesus Christ Superstar subplot.
I don't know, some restaurant in the East Village? Just left the address on my machine.
This was our second day shooting in New York, again, sort of in the neighborhood in which I live, downtown in the Village. And it rained pretty much every day that we shot, but I think it's okay.
Confirm again. Why? What's wrong with letting her pick the place?
You got irritable bowel syndrome, dude?
If you chose an ethnic restaurant, you're gonna be running to the bathroom every 5 seconds.
Oh my God, you're right.
This is Joe's Pizza in Greenwich Village, which is my favorite pizza place in New York, and I just wrote it into the script. I didn't know whether we'd be able to shoot there or not, but we managed to, and it's you know, sort of one of the great things about movie making, that you can, you know, just write places that you go to or places near where you live and go in and shoot there, and it was really fun to be able to do that.
Nothing violent. You just tap a real light right on the tushy and say, hey,
And this was their second scene together. Ben and Phil. And again, you just don't know what their chemistry is going to be like, and they're such different kinds of actors. But I think they meshed really well. They really liked each other, and they made each other laugh. They didn't know each other before this movie, but they just played off each other really well.
I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about this. Really? I feel like this could be one of those defining moments of my life or something, you know?
Yeah, I actually think it's not going to work out, but I'm pulling for your Rube. Pray to God she doesn't go ethnic.
Place didn't sound ethnic.
What was the name?
Al Hafez.
Jennifer spit that out each time. We had what we called the eBay spit bucket for both of them because they had to eat so much ethnic food in the movie and they didn't really want to swallow it. So they would take it, put it in their mouth, and then we'd have some guy come with a spit bucket and they'd spit it out. Maybe I shouldn't reveal that, but that's the glamour behind big-budget Hollywood movie making.
I kind of get stir crazy if I'm stuck in one place for too long. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, completely. No, remember you were the person who
Oh, my God. I can't believe you remember that.
Oh, of course. You were like the greatest delegate.
Ben is sweating profusely in this scene. Of course, it's makeup, but you can't get your eyes to get all red the way he did. So he really got into it, and he started eating hot peppers during the shooting. So we had some fake sweat mixed in with real sweat, and his eyes would get red, and he just wanted to really feel what it was like to be, really perspiring because of extremely spicy food.
Settle down at a young age, you were always kind of like an old young guy.
Yeah, well, it just hasn't happened. But what about you? You ever gotten close, or?
Oh, to the whole marriage thing? Oh, God, no way, no.
The whole idea of how he played it, which I love, is that he's playing it just very casually as if nothing's wrong with him, as if he's not drenched in sweat. And Jennifer is kind of playing it the same way, that she's trying to ignore it until she just says a line like that, can I get you a towel or something, very casually.
But I mean, if the right person came along, things might be different, right?
Oh.
This is great because she shakes her head.
You're probably right.
I love that moment. He says, well, things might be different if you found the right person. And she agrees, but is shaking her head, basically saying there's no way.
Hey, you mind if I go to the men's room?
Please. Sure. Oh, gosh.
This is my voice.
Occupied. I'm gonna be
We
here
had a
all
longer
night.
scene with a great actor named James Engel, but it was just too long again for the movie, so we sort of made that little shift and put a guy in the bathroom, and I just recorded it in our cutting room one day, and we kept with it. It seemed to always get a laugh in all of our screenings. The guy saying, I'm going to be here all night, so we just did it.
Right there, I hear him. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow. This is great.
Again, I think another great set and great lighting by Seamus McGarvey, our cinematographer. That's the introduction of Rodolfo the ferret. But they just made pains to really make this look like a real New York apartment, and there's so many subtle details, and you look at the floor, and it's scratched. That is not a real ferret, of course. That's an animatronic ferret that we just bashed into this wall many, many times to try to get the right take. And no ferrets were injured in the making of this movie.
Had lots of drink, a lot of water.
Okay.
I'll just be a second.
Okay, take your time.
Again, this is all a set. The bathroom is a set. And this is, another one of the sort of centerpieces of the film. There's the ferret. And you shoot this like a montage. There's so many little pieces. Like that's Ben. That's a trainer's legs. It's not Ben. That is Ben, of course. With this scene, it always gets a huge response from the audience. There are, of course, people say, oh, it's just bathroom humor. I mean, I'll just explain what my thought was, that I really tried to not make it just gratuitous bathroom humor. That wasn't my goal. It was just supposed to be a very human moment that everybody can relate to. I think so many people who read the script or came into audition said, oh, that happened to me. What happens to Reuben in this scene? He's on a date and he has to go. And I'd heard stories, and those kind of things happen to everybody. They don't, think about using a ferret, but so we sort of took it to a more comic extreme. But to me, it was never a gratuitous bathroom scene. It was just a scene that you could relate to that happens in dating life, and seemed like a thing that would happen to this guy when he hasn't been on a date in a long time. And he's sort of created this whole world around himself, this safe world, and now he's thrust into a different world.
Oh, God, I beg you, please. If you make this water go down, I will sit at your feet and I will serve you for all of eternity. I'll adopt a Somalian kid, or I'll work in California.
It was a very, very complicated scene to shoot with all the water and trying to get the performance to match the water coming over and the ferret running out. It took about 2 days to film this scene. just that scene. I love the performances in that scene because I think they keep it real and keep it grounded. And it's one of those scenes that, as a comedy director, it's very fun to watch with an audience because you just see them, the audience covering their eyes and not wanting to look and shouting, "I don't know." And again, I just tried to write something that I thought people could relate to, because I certainly could relate to that type of thing happening.
You make number 2 in her apartment.
She asked me to come upstairs. I mean, what should I have done?
Tell her you're
Philip's
tired.
wardrobe, Cindy Evans was our costume designer, and I really loved what she did with Philip's wardrobe with these striped shirts and old sweatpants. Here's where we meet Leland Van Loo, a.k.a. Brian Brown. Brian hadn't been in too many American movies in a while, but he was in Cocktail with Tom Cruise and Thornbirds. He was in a lot of movies and is quite a big star in Australia. And I had remembered him from the movie FX, which was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. And I met several Australian guys for the part, but when I met Brian, it's just he was this guy. He was just full of life and vibrant, and he's just a wonderful guy, and he just embraced this sort of adventurous Australian character.
See if we can make it work.
We'll make it work, sport.
Great. So, what are we doing on the roof?
I'm just going to do a bit of a base jump. Here. Keep the walkie on channel 13, all right?
I don't know what you're talking
This
about.
sequence coming up was one of the most challenging to shoot because we had a huge stunt that we couldn't fake. It was just a guy literally doing a base jump off a building in downtown LA. And I was extremely nervous doing it, of course, because he had no safety net. He just sort of jumped. So this is Brian Brown running. This is another stuntman jumping into an airbag. Okay. This next shot is really a guy doing a base jump in downtown LA. So that's all real. It's interesting. Audiences are so used to seeing this kind of stuff, they almost think it's fake, but the guy did, really one of the most dangerous stunts to be done in a long time. And he landed perfectly on the streets in downtown LA, and I was highly relieved. And that's that sequence.
Oh, look at that. You've got me a new loofah.
Yeah, it's from Finland, and the salesman said it has a very ergonomic
This was
design.
another set. We just built this in our production office. We didn't really have a soundstage to build it on, but I knew all these restaurants in New York on 6th Street. It's a street that you refer to as Little India, and a lot of these restaurants look just like this. And so we sort of recreated one of those. And here we meet Michelle Lee as Reuben's mother and Bob Dishy as Reuben's silent father.
These are my parents.
No.
Irving and Vivian Feffer.
Polly, it's so good meeting you.
How are you?
I can't believe you're eating Indian. You hate spicy food.
No, I don't, Mom.
Well, I'm gonna ask this nice Native American man to get us a bigger table.
Hey, Mom, they're Indian. You can call them Indian. It's okay.
Hi, need big table, please. 4 people. Many thanks.
Okay. That is my voice as well, of the Indian waiter. I always love the way Michelle treated him. She's not racist. She just sort of doesn't know better. She thinks she's trying to be politically correct and call him Native American. She's just sort of unaware. She doesn't really pay attention to other people. And, of course, the guy is as American as
You'll
anybody.
never guess who I ran into yesterday.
Who's that?
Lisa's mother.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Hey, Dad, did you try this, what is this stuff called?
Sog.
This was a tricky scene. We had a lot of different cuts of this scene. It's not supposed to be a particularly funny scene. It's just sort of troubling that Vivian, Reuben's mother, reveals that he's married. And the movie sort of turns, I always think at this point, the movie turns and becomes just a little more serious in that Polly finds out, what happened to Reuben, and suddenly Reuben becomes more interesting to her and more honest. And so there's nothing hugely comedic about this scene other than how he describes what happens and says at the end, that they were still wearing their flippers when he walked in on them.
I've seen you for so long.
It's so okay. I understand.
No, I was an idiot. I should just told you the truth right from the start.
Reuben, I'm not upset. But when did this happen?
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago? Oh my God.
I
Are you
really
okay?
love their performances in this scene. I just think they're very natural and vulnerable. And it's just, it's not a big set piece funny scene, but I think it's just a simple scene that sort of sums up what I was trying to go for in the movie, which is combining sort of 2 tones, which is one is, this big laugh out loud comedy, and the second is kind of a character comedy about these just real people living in New York and kind of just trying to really make sense of their lives and make personal connections. And I think when you have really good actors, it certainly is helpful.
Prince, I don't know if you have any plans tonight, but if not, you should swing by 37 Gansevoort Street around 9. If you can make it, you know, it's no big deal, but it could be fun. So, you know, think about it. Okay, so, I'll see you later. Or not, I mean, either way. And, oh, if you do come, you should wear comfortable shoes. That is, if you come. But you totally don't have to. I mean, I might not even be there.
Those are my feet. I let Ben go home for the night and tried to imitate his walk. He's got a very specific walk.
I'm so glad that you came.
Yeah, I wore my comfortable shoes just like you said. So, what are we doing?
Someone asked if this was a real salsa club. This was just, when my location manager and production designer brought me down, it was just a dank basement of a warehouse space in downtown LA. And I could not imagine for the life of me turning it into a salsa club, but they did quite brilliantly. They just really put everything in there and put the neon signs and all the lights and everything. And it's one of my favorite locations. I think it's just beautiful what they did. All the dancers are just real salsa dancers from the LA area who were pretty amazing. They just went, I mean, we shot this over 3 days, all of these dance sequences, and they were tireless. They just went and went and went. That's Jesus Garcia as Javier. And we were obviously trying to set up in the movie that Reuben is almost thinking, oh my God, another foreign guy is going to steal the girl I'm interested in. You know, it never stops. This band we put together with Money Mark from the Beastie Boys. He produced a bunch of Beastie Boys albums, and he put together kind of a combination of old school salsa dancers with guys like the DJ who scratches and some more contemporary type of players. And they created a lot of these songs, like this song. And I think it's really cool. It's kind of this old salsa with scratching and a combination of salsa with some hip-hop elements.
Hey. Hi. I think I might take off.
Ben hated this outfit. He thought he looked like Rain Man in it, with the white shirt and the blue jacket. And I think the idea was that we just wanted him to be very out of place. I mean, nobody would really come to a salsa club dressed like that. But I can sort of see the Rain Man thing. It wasn't my intention. I just wanted him to look kind of square. And I think he does.
Okay, Reuben, you know, then...
So Ben, we had that kind of look where he kind of loosens up throughout the movie. Jennifer, we didn't want her to look, you know, just the same that she does on Friends or in some other movies she's been in. So we did a lot of work. You know, Chris McMillan, who does her hair, did this brilliant thing with her hair where I think it's very subtle, but it just looks different. It looks a little, it's not quite as washed. It maybe looks like she hasn't washed it for a few days, or she's got some extensions. It's not just so neat. And her makeup artist, Valley O'Reilly, did some amazing things. I think Jennifer's eyes really, for me, always pop in this movie. They're very just subtle, but I think she just did some darker shadings around her eyes, and it's just a different look, but in a subtle way. And I think it's really cool, and that combined with her wardrobe just created this very specific character. Jennifer is someone you see every day on TV, so you have to really work against that, which she is so up for. She doesn't want to keep playing Rachel. And I think she really succeeded at creating this unique character.
I just have to go pee.
Okay.
Ben Stiller, I think, because he makes it look so easy, people don't realize what a good actor he is. There's not that many actors that you could just put the camera on them and let them go and just feel what they're feeling. And you watch this scene with an audience and you can tell they're squirming a little because they're laughing, but they just feel what he's feeling. And he really pulls it off. He doesn't know what to do. He hasn't been in this situation in a while. And should he unbutton his shirt? I mean, we just let the camera go. We talked about some things and he just did it.
Hey.
Hi.
Again, these kind of scenes are always really tricky. You know, the actors are very vulnerable, but they were both really cool and comfortable with each other. And here comes the spank.
Ow! spank me?
What can I say about that? It was a setup from earlier in the movie where Sandy says, women like to be spanked. And the idea was this guy hasn't been on a date in a long time. He's sort of follows his friend's advice, doesn't really know what to do. And it doesn't backfire because she's such a cool woman, but it doesn't quite work out the way he planned.
Oh, wow. This is incredible.
Then this sex scene became much shorter due to the ratings board. So we went through a lot of variations of what he should say, and we ended up with this where he's sort of counting down, where suddenly things change, and it looks like he might be finished, and then he's just got to count down. It was longer. We had various other angles, but we just couldn't put them in for ratings. And I think it's all leading up to this shot here, where he shouts out 50. And then the audience is always kind of...
50. Yeah, 50!
That was Jennifer's idea. I had always ended the scene on 50, Ben's 50, and she had this idea that she would be into that. And I wasn't sure, and she did it, and it's such a great moment. Certainly I know in our preview process, the audience almost cheered, or they did cheer, when she yells at 50, because people are like, wow, this girl is so understanding. Men in the audience are like, I wish I could meet a girl like that if I make a mistake or something in bed, the girl just goes with it.
He is a kind, decent, solid guy.
This was a visual effects shot. We had this earlier thing where Jennifer pours red wine into a white wine glass, and we digitally changed this so that that was a white wine glass, so that she would do it again. That was just a subtle thing that few people in the audience always laugh at, but it's just that she just doesn't really think about it. She's not interested in her job so much.
Okay, so throw pillows go in this cabinet here.
Oh, you don't sleep on these?
No, they're decorative.
Again, this was...
For who?
After you start seeing somebody, you bring them into your world, and they kind of really get a different insight into what you go through and what your life is like. And for Reuben, I always felt like his life was, as I said earlier, one of these guys that spends 10 minutes taking pillows off the bed, and he has a perfect little place to put them every night. And until somebody comes into your life and says, why are you doing that? You don't really think about it. And it's kind of the theme of the movie, that you're on this one track, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you, and you sort of go, well, maybe there's a different way of living, or maybe some way that's sort of truer to myself, which is what, to me, this scene is about.
Goose down.
I'm liberating you. Try it.
No, I'm not gonna.
Just one stab. Come on, see how you feel. Come on.
Shooting-wise, the scene was quite a pain because every take we had to vacuum up all of the down and feathers. So it took a long time to do, but I think their energy is really good in this scene.
What's the point of these things, really, right?
No point.
Ha! Ha!
Stupid.
Ha! 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 I mean, what am I, running a bed and breakfast?
Not anymore.
A lot of this was improv. I mean, Ben and I and Jennifer just worked out some things he should say, and Ben is so great at improv that he just ran with it, and
Putting pillows on and off a stupid bed.
That's that.
Whoa! Wait, you hit mattress.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I really gotta go. I'm late. Shoot.
What's wrong? Did you lose your keys again?
No, they're just not where I left them before.
Hey, why don't you use that key
And
finder?
these kind of scenes, I think, for actors are kind of hard because a lot of times the other actor isn't on the phone. They just have to play it generally with me. So I'm sitting behind the monitors on the phone trying to be Ben, and she's in the scene talking to Ben but listening to me. But they're good. I mean, they just don't show you that that's what they're doing. I always was really happy with how they did that. And as many times as we could, we tried to get the actual actors on the phone together, but it was often difficult with their schedules. So, the hardest thing was like Ben playing a romantic scene on the phone with me on the other end was just extremely disturbing. And you would never want to actually hear how I tried to do Jennifer's character. It was embarrassing for everybody. Again, another really cool bathroom set. I think just the way it just seems so lived in. It's just a lot of subtle touches between the lighting and the production design.
You know what? Actually, me no estas too good, Javier. I want you to stay away from Polly, all right? Find yourself another dance partner.
Why?
Why? Because she and I are a couple, all right?
Ben is very good at playing sort of a guy, he does this a lot in Meet the Parents too, a guy who's sort of very confident about what he's doing, and it ends up backfiring on him.
And it's not gonna happen again.
Reuben,
I'm gay.
Hey, I don't care what you what.
I ain't
I
homosexual.
love this moment that he
My
does
boyfriend
here.
Hector, he plays the keyboards in the house band.
He just completely changes.
Hey, you think maybe you could give me some salsa lessons?
Like he goes from being tough to just being completely open and innocent. And I think this character, it differs from Greg Fokker in Meet the Parents or some of the other characters he's played in that Reuben is an innocent and he hasn't experienced a lot. And that's what I think Ben brought a lot of that to the role. This was fun. We just played some music and let them go for a bunch of takes and they just got into it.
Huh.
Polly's children's book.
Hated it.
It was something that was in the script that she writes this disturbing children's book. There were more pictures. There was one about wife swapping, which we cut out of the movie. We thought it was maybe too disturbing. But one of our art department people, they live next door to a children's book artist. And we asked her to basically draw children's book illustrations, but with these disturbing things. And she did. I absolutely love what she drew because it's very sort of light but disturbing at the same time.
Doggy, too. But, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
Right.
Just, what were you thinking?
Teddy Shapiro, our composer, just wrote this great kind of salsa groove that they could dance to, and it just has it's kind of a point in the movie where I feel like everything's coming together, and these two worlds that they're in are meeting, which is, he goes to her house, then she goes to his office. The movie, to me, is about these two people kind of meeting in the middle, and this is what they're doing in this sequence of the movie.
That should be on the reward side.
It's one of the most dangerous activities a human being can do.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Have you done it?
Have I parachuted off the top of a building?
Huh?
No.
No?
No.
So how do you know what it's like?
I don't.
Huh. Interesting. Hey, would
This
you
next shot coming up when he vomits,
Sure.
we had this idea that he would vomit at the end. It wasn't in the script, so we just stole 2 seconds of the earlier scene where Reuben is standing in the men's room, and we flipped the image so you wouldn't think it was the exact same shot, and we put the vomiting noise over it. The idea is that he's changing, but she's still driving him sick. This scene was very difficult to shoot because they started playing with a ball, and it was very hard for them to do the dialogue and have the ball in there. And what we did was, about 2 hours into filming, it just wasn't working out. We took the ball away, and we just had them play the whole scene. There's no ball. There's only one shot where there's a ball, and we digitally put that in. So suddenly the scene came to life, and they were able to run around and everything, and you never notice that there's not a ball. Darren King was our sound supervisor, and he just did a great job with creating this whole racquetball world without there ever being a ball in it.
Are you trying to manipulate me?
Of course I am, but I want to hold on to my company.
Again, Brian, he's not a 25-year-old guy, but he is in great shape, and he just spent, this entire day running around like a maniac and diving on the ground.
Aboard the what?
I always love him in this area where he just doesn't realize how bloody his mouth is.
By the end of the weekend, you'll know what a safe bet I really am.
Yeah, you know what? You're bleeding pretty bad.
Fizzy, our makeup artist, created this sort of bridge where he had a fake tooth missing. I just always like his positivity about that. It summed up the character to me.
So I tell Leland we can't insure him. He responds by...
Here's where we decided that Reuben drinks like a vodka tonic with a little lime, and Polly would drink sort of bourbon straight up.
I would. Well, is that rude? Sorry to invite myself.
No, that'd be great. Okay, good. So you're actually going to commit to something in advance.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Yeah, I am. I think that would be really fun.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have some nuts.
No, you don't eat mixed nuts.
I think one of my goals with this movie was that people would stop eating mixed nuts after seeing it. And I don't know if that's going to come true, but I do think he makes a very compelling argument for why you shouldn't eat mixed nuts. I made up all these statistics, 17 people, 1 in 3 out of 4 don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. But the essence is the way that this guy thinks. He sees dangers in everything.
Eating a little bar snack, you're actually ingesting potentially deadly bacteria from about 39 soil-handed strangers. I mean, people wonder why they get E. coli poisoning or salmonella or hepatitis when all they got to do is look at the snack bowl at their local watering hole. I'm not being neurotic. It's an absolute hot zone in there.
How could you have eaten those?
We had two great editors on this movie, Bill Kerr and Nick Moore, as well as a great associate editor, Laura Steiger. And the scene coming up was one of the most challenging scenes to edit just because there were so many angles, so many choices, and trying to find the tone. And that's this big dance scene with Reuben and Polly, which is kind of it just has to work. It's kind of the climax of their relationship before things start to fall apart.
Hey, Reuben, you ready?
It took a day to shoot this, and it was very complicated. There were just a lot of elements. And we tried to keep this tone where Polly's surprised and doesn't know what the heck is going on, and Reuben is just completely confident, and then she sort of melts halfway through when she realizes just what he's been doing. You know, this is a scene where you really need the background players, the extras, to be part of it, and they just got into it. And Ben also just brilliantly executed this routine. It's really difficult to, what he does, which is try to look like he knows this routine, but he can't quite do it that well, like in this shot. He just slams into the thing, and Jennifer's got to react, and that's what, I mean, I think makes her character so winning, in part, is this wonderful reaction that she has to his routine, and also Ben's commitment to it. And here's sort of one of my favorite moments in the movie, this slow motion where there's nothing going on other than their faces, and Ben, I always thought, was showing pure joy. That was my direction to him in that shot. He's just totally into it, and Jennifer melts, and I think she pulls it off, and I think he does too. The idea, script-wise, was always you come from the high point of that to the low point.
Holy shit.
Where you introduce Debra Messing again as Lisa. And, you know, this scene, again, is sort of one of those scenes that I really, really wanted to work in the movie, in that it sums up the two tones of the movie, where it's you do have this sort of big comedic scene, you know, Ben going crazy, dancing for Jennifer, and then you have a scene where there's really not a lot of jokes. It's just a human moment of this couple falling in love, and they come back and his wife is back, and that complicates things. At a lot of our previews, what was fun was you'd have people literally yelling at the screen and telling Lisa to get out of there and stuff, or you'd see people turn to their neighbor and say, "Oh, she's back," you know, that kind of thing. And you hope that happens, that people are involved in the story. This was additional photography. We just wanted to have this one little moment where you saw that Polly was upset that it actually has affected her, and so we added that little moment after we finished principal photography.
Really? I missed you, Reuben.
I missed you too, but I mean, come on.
Again, it's a scene with not a lot of comedy, but I think both the actors are just very natural and pull it off.
She doesn't even call herself your girlfriend.
No, she just doesn't like the phrasing.
Oh, okay. Okay, then let me just ask you this.
Casting somebody like
really
Debra Messing in the part of Lisa was key for me, because I wanted somebody likable. I didn't want to just have somebody who was a shrew and she leaves him on his honeymoon and she comes back and you'd go, well, why would he ever consider getting back together with her? And I think the fact that we were so fortunate to have Debra Messing play this part, she brings a lot of humanity, and she's very charming, and she's obviously such a skilled actress, but clearly what Lisa's character does to Reuben is manipulate him a bit and say, I will never hurt you again, and I love you, and she's trying to play on his vulnerabilities.
Where am I going? I'm going into the house.
And you just need a really strong actress to try to make that work.
Let's go move into our house.
We don't just, no, we can't just go, I can't, no, I can't. I don't even know what to say right now, okay? So.
Okay.
If you want to get back together with her.
And then the idea was, you know, you have this sort of little more dramatic scene that's just happened, and then you bring this injection of comedy, which is Alec Baldwin, into the scenario. It's one of my favorite moments. I love when he comes in and makes a little face there.
I thought you decided on Van Loo 2 weeks ago. We're presenting
Alex shot a lot at the beginning of the schedule, and I have to say we were all very sad when he left. He was just such a fun presence on the set, and just a lovely guy to work with.
All right. I'm going to Barbados with my mistress for the weekend. I want this Van Loo thing settled by the time I get back. All right?
I am on it, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Good things.
And I just liked his good things was sort of his trademark, and he pulled it off well.
Hey, pal.
Hey, Larry.
Lisa dropped this off for you.
Oh.
You know, the next chunk of the movie was sort of the trickiest for me in that it's where the movie becomes a little bit more serious. I mean, there's still comedy interlaced with it, but you're kind of hopefully getting into Reuben's conflict a bit and seeing that Lisa coming back has messed with his head and he doesn't know, you know, he wants to be married, he thinks he wants commitment, and he doesn't know if he'll get it with Polly, and he's got this woman, Lisa, saying she's ready. That's the Crocodile Tears poster, which we modeled exactly on the Breakfast Club poster. It's almost an exact replica. And we just cast young kids who looked like all the characters in the Breakfast Club.
Career prospects.
Risky. She's ready.
This was shot in a guy's apartment in downtown LA, and the only thing that we kept was this enormous chair that the kid, when we walked in to scout his apartment, was sitting on. And Phil Hoffman, I think this was probably his happiest day because he got to just lounge on that chair all day long.
I just want to make sure I'm making the right decision.
Yeah, I don't see how putting these two girls in the Risk Masters can help you make up your mind.
Interesting.
What's it say?
Polly.
Polly?
Yeah.
No way. You should just cut your losses and get back with Lisa.
No, I checked it like 3 times. The program says she's the safer choice.
Wow. Huh. By the way, dude, is your health okay? I mean, you're looking kind of thin.
Oh, no, Polly's been making me eat ethnic food, so I've been throwing up a lot lately.
Cool.
Polly Prince. Polly Feffer. Polly Prince Feffer.
Come on, you can't cancel. I thought you were so excited to go.
I know.
We fell in love with these funny little Bolivian mud huts. So we had
That actress is Christina Kirk, who's a wonderful stage actress, primarily in New York. She does independent film and that kind of thing, and she came out and did me a favor playing this small part.
Going away for the weekend. Your wife's just come back into town.
I don't know why you're making this into such a big deal. I told you I'm not getting back together with her.
Okay.
This
So
was
are
a
you
tricky
coming or
part of the
not?
movie. Things sort of are getting complicated, but still moving the story forward. This is an Eels song that one of our editors, Nick Moore, found. And we were always searching for the right song to go here, and I just like the lyrics. Goddamn right, it's a beautiful day. And I thought that the positive energy was really good. You try to create this sense of being out on the water, and it's fun, except Reuben's not having a good time.
Pretty good. Financial.
Oh, this is amazing.
Hey, Leland! Are there storm clouds up ahead?
The next shot, ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, designed this shot for us. They just created it out of nothing, which just blew me away. They created that boat and the storm. None of it existed. It was just on a computer, and I always loved what they did with that.
I'll be out in a sec.
All right.
This boat sequence was easily one of the most difficult sequences to shoot in the movie. It was on a set that was on top of what's called a gimbal. It's basically a set on a hydraulic lift, and you could move the thing around. And so for 2 days, these actors were on this set on a gimbal that kept moving around, and you'd literally get seasick. And we had a cameraman in there and our boom operator, and, you know, it was just tough to shoot. Plus, it was sort of one of the more dramatic scenes in the movie where they had to actually get in this fight and make it believable and be flying all around. And I think the scene works in the end, but it was just one of those that you're very grateful when it's done.
Hey, Polly! Oh my God, Rodolfo's in your toiletry kit. Did you know that? Did you pack him, or did he?
What is this? I mean, why am I in your computer and your Riskmaster thingy and...
Okay, you know what? I can explain this, Polly.
I mean, no, it's fascinating. I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I
The idea came to me with this scene was a lot of times in these movies, you know, the sort of boyfriend and girlfriend have a fight around this time, and I was sort of thinking, they're going to get into a fight, what can we do to make it more interesting than your basic fight? And, you know, maybe it'd be interesting if they're having this fight in the middle of a storm, and that, you know, that what's happening outside kind of echoes what's happening inside, although the guy who's fighting the storm, Leland, is just having a good time.
I'm gonna ask you to move in with me first.
Oh my God, you expect me to move to the suburbs with you? Reuben, are you insane?
Wow! Why is that so crazy? People do that all the time. They have kids, they make plans, they get married.
Because of the sort of comedy in the movie that we've set up, we can't have too many scenes like this, but hopefully the movie can sustain a scene or two like this that's more dramatic and more about what the themes of the movie are about. and then we get back on with the comedy sort of in a few minutes.
Never met anybody more afraid of committing to anything. I mean, you were a senior delegate at the Model UN, Polly. What the hell happened to you?
That's another ILM shot that they created.
Come on, you mother! You can do better than that!
I've been living my life, okay? I've been in good relationships, and I've been in shitty ones, and I've moved a lot, and I've been happy, and I've been sad, and I've been lonely, and that's what I've been doing, which is a lot more than I can say for some freak who thinks he's gonna get the Ebola virus from Ebola mixed nuts.
Those nuts have pee on them. It's common sense.
Oh, trust me, that is so far beyond common sense, Reuben.
What we did is we just rehearsed the scene a lot and figured out exactly where they were going to go flying, and we coordinated it with this gimbal guy who basically is on a joystick and jolts the joystick whenever he wants the boat to go flying. And so it took a long time, it took about half a day to block the whole scene out and figure out, okay, on this line, he says, you were senior delegate at the Model UN, what happened to you? Then the boat's gonna go flying. So it took a lot of rehearsal to get these precise moments for them to fly across the set.
I have no interest in getting married and moving to the suburbs. And obviously that's something that's really important to you. And so here's what I think your new plan should be. I think you should get back together with Lisa, move into your house, and move on with your life. And I think you guys will be really happy together.
Oh, dear Lord. You're not making my job any easier, Leland.
Ah, come on, Rube. Weather report said sunny skies.
We were fortunate to get this Beck song, Lost Cause, which I loved. I played it on the set during this scene to try to sort of get Ben in the mood. There wasn't a lot of dialogue or anything. He has nobody to react with or interact with. And Beck came to see the movie and agreed to let us use his song, which I think captures the essence of what's going on here. I always saw this as echoing with the scene where Reuben comes home from his honeymoon. This time he comes from a trip to his new house, this big, empty, lonely house, which is a symbol of what he thought he wanted. And you have Beck's voice, which is kind of sad, but Beck is always a bit ironic, playing in the background, and I was really grateful that he let us use the song.
Just give me a call on my cell phone, all right?
Coming up, Lisa calls, and we debated. In the script, you don't actually hear what she says on the other line. And in most of our early previews, we never had Lisa's voice.
Oh,
But
hey.
Debra Messing, as I said, is such a good actress and has such a strong personality that we thought maybe if you heard her voice, you would believe more that Reuben would, sort of in a moment of weakness, decide to give things another shot. And so we ended up using her voice, and she came in and recorded it for us and did a great job.
I don't know, Lisa. Let me think about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The premiere of Jesus Christ Superstar is about to begin.
Hey, Ruby Tuesday.
Avi.
Hey, ¿cómo está?
What are you doing here?
Hey, what else? Hector's playing keyboards in the band.
Ah.
I didn't figure you were a fan
Coming
of
up
music.
is a shot I love, but the 4 headshot. People don't have those anymore, but they used to. Back in the 70s, where you'd see an actor and he was in a ski hat and gloves and maybe with a Sherlock Holmes hat. I always thought Sandy would be the kind of guy that would have one of those headshots showing all his different talents just because he's so unaware of precisely how untalented he is.
Why? Where's she going?
I don't know. She said goodbye. That's it.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Javi, this is Lisa. My wife.
This was another tricky scene. The scene we shot was actually longer, and you see Sandy doing more of the Jesus Christ Superstar performance. But ultimately, we previewed it that way, and the feeling we got was that, as funny as it was, people were sort of ready to get on with the story. And so we decided to shorten it a bit and create this idea that instead of performing, Sandy says, I'll be playing dual roles tonight, which is planted earlier when he's already singing Jesus' part.
4? I don't know if I can do that.
What the hell is wrong with you? Get your ass over here.
Good evening, folks. I'm Sandy Lyle, and I've got a very special announcement. Please note that in tonight's performance, in addition to playing the role of Judas, I'll be playing Jesus as well. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
Sandy, what are you doing? Juan Suk is playing Jesus.
It's cool. I'm playing dual roles. Give me a crown, okay, Wansuk?
Screw
you, Sandy.
So this we sort of manufactured.
As you were in that stupid movie.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit!
Just had them come running out, which they always did, but it used to be that he would sing on stage and then run off and tackle the guy.
I'm a professional, Reuben, and I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for a group
This
of
next scene was a very tricky one to shoot. It was deceptively hard because we had a lot of characters in a very sort of small, confined location, and it was tough to figure out just how to block everybody and how to make it work. And I think it ends up working. I love Bob Dishy's performance in this scene, and his whole character was leading up to it. You know, he just never speaks except for this one scene.
For Christ's sake. There's no point going through all this crap.
The idea was for him to say this, but not sound like he's really moralizing, or he's just really being matter-of-fact about it, and I think that the actor Bob Dishy just makes you believe that.
You were funny as hell playing those bagpipes, though. Did I ever tell you that?
I don't think I've ever heard you speak before, Mr. Feffer.
I love Philip Seymour Hoffman in this movie, but I love the way he says that line, just very genuine.
So, Ruby, we're gonna grab a bite after your work thingamajiggy?
No, Lisa. I shouldn't have asked you to come down here. I'm not getting back together with you.
What are you talking about? Why?
Why? You screwed a scuba diving instructor on our honeymoon. I mean, what kind of cold, heartless bitch would do that to someone they love? I'd have to be an idiot to get back together with you after that. Oh, and by the way, I destroyed all your little throw pillows. Yeah, because throw pillows suck, okay? They serve no purpose. They're purely decorative.
This was on the Paramount backlot. We shot a lot of our New York stuff on the backlot, and again, I live in New York, so I was sort of trying to be vigilant about making it look real. And yeah, you know, we had these great production designers who I think helped to make it look real. I don't think you'd really know unless you've been on that backlot. Hopefully, you wouldn't know that it was all shot in Hollywood.
I hired Dustin and Vic myself, and I was going to try and sell it to the network when I'm done.
You mean you're doing an Eat True
I
Hollywood
love
story on
the way
yourself?
they interact in this scene. I think Philip is just quite touching to me in this scene, just finally vulnerable and admitting that he's such a loser, and you just have a nice moment of laughing between the two of them. And it's just, I always saw their friendship as leading up to this scene, and I think these two actors are so good that they make you feel that this is where their relationship has come to.
You're Reuben's proxy? What the hell does that mean?
He's dealing with a personal situation, so he asked me to fill in. Yeah, relax. I'm a professional actor, and these dudes never know the difference.
I can't freaking believe this.
So you're quiet, because I'm trying to prepare.
This was a Baldwin ad lib here.
I'm gonna vomit.
I am so sorry for the delay, folks, but
This scene in the boardroom was another complicated one to shoot, primarily because I changed the script quite a bit the morning that we shot, and I threw a lot of new dialogue onto Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's obviously an incredible actor and is very conscientious about learning the script before he shoots, so he really knows it well. So when I changed it, we had to really work through it, but I think he totally delivered in the end. The coughing was something we just came up with on the day, and you know, it's just to make the scene as awkward as possible, and we sort of pushed it to see how far we could go, and you know, we previewed it, and it just always seemed to be quite funny, so we just kept it in there.
As you know, this is a highly complex case. Let me see here. Yeah, on the plus side, Leland's blood pressure is pretty solid.
And the rest of this, we just sort of ad-libbed, or, you know, I threw lines out to Philip, or he came up with a lot of these lines.
He's a sexy guy.
I think this line Philip came up with.
And he is sexually active in the community.
I love that. He's sexually active in the community. I don't quite know what it means, but he's seeing it as a positive. This was shot back on the Lower East Side.
JFK, please.
Let's not bullcrap each other. On paper, Van Loo is one of the riskiest sons of bitches alive.
That is one of our producers, Michael Schamberg. He plays one of Leland's board members. I was fortunate to have some terrific producers on this movie, Michael Schamberg and his partners, Stacey Scher and Danny DeVito, and our executive producers, Jane Bartlemy and Dan Levine, and our associate producer, Anders Bard, and they all just helped me a lot. And Michael just looks like the kind of guy who you'd find in a boardroom, so I put him in there. He blinks a lot, but if you can cut around his blinking, I think you'll be okay.
Shark diving, volcano luging, bear fighting, snake wrangling, motocross racing, bastard!
And the answer is no!
I changed so much of the dialogue, but Philip just really played this brilliantly, and accompanied with Teddy Shapiro's great score. It just, tried to create this very heroic monologue, and he gets all the facts wrong.
Derby and friends are willing to lay our asses on the line and proudly recommend that Leland Van Loo receive $50 million in life and health and automobile insurance for a duration of no less than 20 years. What do you think, guys?
Are you that kid from Crocodile Tears?
You're goddamn right I am.
I thought so. Impressive presentation. He's insured.
Yeah!
Congratulations.
Hey, bloody ripper! Love ya, son.
And this coming up is the scene that Ben Stiller has discussed a lot. It's actually where the ferret latched onto his chin and would not let go. It was a strange moment. The ferret bit him, and Ben was very oddly calm about it, and he was okay, but it was odd. And Ben did have a little bit of blood, which I don't think I told him about until after we completed the scene. This is back on the Paramount backlot.
You have no idea what I want.
You left Rodolfo behind. Does that mean anything to you?
Again, fake ferret, thank God. Animatronic ferret, but people seem to like seeing that little guy get bashed into
What happened
things.
on our honeymoon? You're much riskier than Lisa could ever be.
Yes, right. That's why it's not gonna work out between us. Reuben, you are a nice, safe, conventional guy. It's not gonna work out.
We played around with different endings for this movie. The original script ended with Reuben doing a base jump off an office building to try to stop Polly. They were these sort of big, more maybe even in quotes Hollywood kind of endings. And we just decided that the base jump just didn't feel organic to the story. So I came up with this idea that for a guy like Reuben, one of the most heroic things he could do was literally eat nuts off the street. I mean, especially after he's given this whole monologue to Polly about how you shouldn't eat mixed nuts at a bar. And on the boat, Polly, says, you're some freak that thinks you'll get the Ebola virus from a bowl of mixed nuts. The nuts became sort of symbolic in the movie. And so I wrote this scene, that was supposed to be a little simpler than those big action-oriented scenes. And this is the scene that we end their relationship with.
Tanzania, or wherever you're going, we'll never know if it could have been something more.
Oh, no. No, no, no. No.
And Ben did eat nuts off the street. We cleaned the street, but still. Put it this way, I didn't eat the nuts off the street.
Oh, Reuben.
Please don't eat those.
Oh, really?
I don't want you to go away, Polly.
I'm not gonna marry you, Reuben.
I don't want to get married. I just want to take you to dinner. Sometime this week.
Can I pick the place?
In the first draft of the script, they didn't go back to the island, but it always felt to me that it was one of those scenes, having worked on various movies as sort of a script doctor, I've done that on a lot of comedies, I felt like this scene would be the kind of scene you'd want to reshoot at the end, that you'd go, you know what, maybe it'd be fun to go meet Claude again and go back to the island. So I wrote it in the second draft of the script, and I thought it'd be fun to sort of catch up with this character and see how he's doing, and it's sort of have the idea that Reuben is comfortable enough with himself that he can go back to this same spot with a new woman and kind of confront what was once his enemy but is now his savior.
Like the hippo. Ha. So, let me guess. You are here on honeymoon again? This is your beautiful bride?
Oh, no. We're just hanging out.
Oh, come on. It's a little more serious than that.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying we're not married.
Right. No, definitely not married.
And I like, sort of the idea that now Reuben is the one saying we're not going to get married, or it's possible, and Polly is the one saying, no, it's possible. She's kind of, it was this idea of meeting in the middle, that they've each changed a little bit. I think people in life don't change, 180 degrees, but they've each changed a bit.
Hey, Leland! We'll be out there in a minute!
Leland's got a new boat, the son of the roo shooter.
You know what? As long as you are
And again, this idea that Claude is sort of sweet, that even though he stole his wife, he's nice.
My good friend.
Okay, hey. Thank you for everything, Claude.
That was a pretty important line to me, that he thanked him. Just that basically if this hadn't happened to him, he might be sitting in his suburban house with Lisa and probably wouldn't be living the life he wants to lead. Of course, Ben was quite courageous to be naked at the end of the movie, but, I felt it was important for his character to do it, to show that he's really, he's come full circle. The agreement we made was that if the audience laughed, we'd keep it in, and they generally seem to laugh at all of our screenings, and so we kept it in. Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening to the commentary, and thanks for checking out Along Came Polly.